Every year in BC, search and rescue responds to about 1,500 calls, and about 1/3 of those are from hikers that are in trouble. Here's a list of the top 5 hikes in BC that require SARS rescue. 4 out of the top 5 are located on the south coast between Vancouver and Whistler. And the reason for this is because of the population and access. More than 2.5 million people live on BC's south coast, and the trails are easy to get to, most of them right off the main highway. They offer beautiful viewpoints like the #1 hike on the list, Rebel Creek, which is famous for Garibaldi Lake and the breathtaking Black Tusk. But it's also known for its very steep and sometimes difficult terrain. So how can you avoid becoming a search and rescue call?
We estimate about 50% are honestly preventable.
I'm out here at the trailhead of the Squamish Chief. It's in my own backyard. It's a hike I've done plenty of times that I'm really comfortable with. And if you're able to make it to the top, some breathtaking views of Howe Sound. So it's definitely worth the climb, but I'm gonna show you exactly why it's no walk in the park.
One of the top reasons hikers have to call for help is they're unaware of how difficult the trail is.
If you haven't actually trained to do that elevation and up and down, that could be your downfall.
Okay, every time I get to the stairs here, I question why on earth I decided to do this hike in the first place.
It might only be a 6-kilometer hike, but with over 650 meters of elevation, it's pretty steep. So you need to make sure that you have the endurance and gear to finish it. The second most common reason for search and rescue calls is slips and falls due to improper footwear. The Squamish Chief can be quite technical in areas. There are ladders and chains that you have to navigate, and at the very end, there's a scramble up a steep rock. And so having the right footwear is key. And lastly, the top reason for SARS calls is hikers getting lost. On this hike in particular, there are 3 different peaks and lots of other trails that connect. And while it is well marked, that isn't always the case in the backcountry. I always download an offline map of the area I'm hiking in case I get lost and have no cell service. And if you do get lost, make sure you stay put.
It takes us 4 times longer to do a search than to do a rescue.
But once I get to the top, the beautiful views of Howe Sound make me quickly forget about the uphill grind. That is, of course, until I start the descent. If you're planning on doing any hikes in BC, you should always practice the 3 safety T's: trip plan, train, and take the essentials.